Okay, last year when we spoke, I talked about the complexity that happens and increases when what happens? What is one of the most significant causes of the increase of complexity in our businesses? More people and more money. So complexity is not something that we avoid. It's just something that has to be navigated. So you have more people, it doesn't mean your life needs to be worse. I actually spoke to a lot of our customers, and a lot of them have a really tepid relationship with their crews. And it's actually a little sad, but my goal with this talk is to help you get your crew on board with where you're going and what you're doing. So I'm going to introduce a little framework. It's going to be a very quick chat, and then we're going to be done. So is everybody up for another little framework to help you with something to navigate complexity? Okay. A couple no's in the audience. That's fine. Has anybody heard of Parkinson's law? Okay. Parkinson's law says that work expands so as to fill the time available for its completion. So this was a naval officer in the British Air Force, in the Navy, and in the 1950s, essentially said that humans will adapt and adjust according to the time available to complete a task. Processes will get more complicated, the bureaucracy will increase, and basically people will fill up the time to get something done. Do any of you feel like that happens at all? You estimate the job at, 2 days, and then it takes 1.99 days? Or what happens? It takes 3 days. I love it. One of the things we say in the engineering team is whatever it takes one engineer to do 1 hour, takes 2 engineers to do 2 hours. Okay. So, in your groups, I want to have you ask each other 3 questions, and you're going to discuss this with each other, okay? First question, I'm going to give you guys 2 or 3 minutes, maybe 5, to discuss this at your table. Think about the last time you introduced something new in your company. Maybe a process, a tool, or even just a way of doing paperwork. Did you use it first, or did you expect the crew to just run with it? And what happened? So discuss that at your tables, please. And I wrote the whole question on here so that you can refer back to it. Is there a story that anybody wants to share on this?
So when I first started running SynkedUP, I had my foreman learn the mobile app. I didn't. I just assigned it to the foreman. But then the guys weren't running the app like it was supposed to be, but I was giving them crap about it. So that's why I didn't take accountability.
I love that. Here's the next question. So move on to the next person or someone else at your table. What's one way you've successfully taught your crews something new? What made that training stick? So share with your table something that worked for you in training your crew on something new. Did anybody learn anything new about how someone had training stick? Any new information? Was there a technique that was used? Does someone want to share something on the mic around something that you did where it clicked for you around how to have training stick with your crew? If we have hands, can you throw stuff at someone? Thank you.
All right, so what we did, training for our guys, we took a half day. We do a lot of water features, so we did a training day on how to sling boulders properly. No matter who's on the crew, it's very important to sling a boulder properly. So we were having a hard time with guys figuring out how to sling these boulders to where they're safe. You lift them in the air, they weigh 1,000 pounds, 1,500 pounds. They can be very dangerous. One of the most dangerous things I think we do out in the field. So we took a day, took a pile of boulders, and we had 2 excavators, one small, one big, and everybody just slung boulders from one side of the machine to the other. And we took 6 hours to do that in a half day, and it went perfectly. So the rest of the year, that half day was worth a lot of money savings. So the rest of the year, everybody on the crew knew how to sling a boulder, and guys who build water features in the room. If you need a boulder set a different way, it's like, hey, move your anchor point. And everybody in the crew knew how to do that. So that was very valuable.
Love that. Let's give him a round of applause quickly. Anybody else? Anything else that you can share with the room? Someone back there? No, that's a hoodie.
We have a Monday morning meeting every week. We usually do breakfast. And during the week, if we come up with a training issue, I talk to my admin from Advanced Administrations. She throws it on the PowerPoint for the Monday meeting, and then we work through it as a team, whether somebody from the team teaches the group or I teach the group as the owner.
Love that. Round of applause. Okay, let's do the final question. What happens in your company when a new policy or tool is treated as optional? How does that play out over time? Discuss that at your table. What happens when it's optional? Okay, I think that question is relatively easy to answer. I'm curious though, can someone explain to me why do we make things optional? Why, can someone grab the mic and just tell me, like, what is this perpetuancy we have to make things optional for our people? Grab the mic. Y'all.
We're afraid that it won't work or that people won't like it. So let's just try it and see.
Yes, I love that. It's a cultural, hey, I love it when it's like hey, so we're just gonna try this thing, and and through our body language and through our culture, we're actually our words are saying yes, but our heads are saying no. And I know I am the CTO at SynkedUP, and I manage engineers, smart people who have got to do work and have to do things that I translate from the business, meetings with Weston and Cody. And I feel uncomfortable every single time that I have to say, guys, this is something we have to do. I think that I always want to be like, hey, let's share the ownership. Let's. This is our company. We're a family. Like, no, that's not how it works. So I want to land the plane just quickly on a little framework that I'd love for you to use and think about every time you see 3M. Now, in the United States, 3M is the makers of Scotch tape. Do you guys use it at all in your businesses? Are you confronted with that brand at all when you're at Staples? Yeah, so 3M. So I purposefully associated this little framework with 3M. Okay, I'm going to redefine what 3M means to you so you can think about this every single time. So how we get our crew on board is the 3M. We lead it, we teach it, and then we lock it in. We do it with 3 M's. First one is model. So I heard this several times at the tables. Owners go first. So use the app yourself, talk about it, and show that it matters. I think sometimes we are dismissive of it because we don't want to offend our crews. We don't want to, this is a new tool. We need, as owner-operators, to be excited about tracking, about everything we do in the SynkedUP app. So your team is looking at your face, they're reading you, and you're not going to have the confidence to teach your team if you don't know how it works. So resist the temptation to say, that's the back office, or I don't need to know that stuff. Take the time that you can model it to your team. So can you guys say model? Thank you. Is that the first M of 3M? Thank you. Secondly is mentor. So we have model. So you have armed yourself with how to use our tools, the tools. Now you are in mentor mode. You train the crews directly, one step at a time. So I'm hoping that at this tables, there were a couple of you who, like, this is obvious. The thing that I want to convey is that modeling is required if you want to do mentoring. Don't try and train somebody in something that you are not confident in, don't know how it works. I take extraordinary time to explain technology to Weston, who is a non-technical person, because the more I explain that to him, the more confidence he has in challenging me in what he wants for our future. And then the third M is mandate. Make the app the standard and not an option. Now, one idea that I'm super jazzed by is saying to our crews that that's how you get paid, is when you track and submit your timesheets. I know it's not that simple, but boy, we're going to go from optional to very quickly tracking if something is at the end of that, which is a reward, which is their cash in hand. So, what was the first one? What was the second one? What was the third one? Okay, I'm all done. There was this sensei in the East called Weston Z. And he said, because there is little room for error when the teams are small. And this is a profound statement for me because we are navigating such tight margins in our businesses with our teams. Any team that is 20 or less is a small team. It's a small group of people that need to contribute towards your profitability, and tracking is a very important way for us to work against the Parkinson's law. The 3 M's: model, mentor, and mandate. Let's just take 5 minutes at your tables and talk about how you can synthesize that framework in your business, and then we'll be done. I want to encourage you across industries, whether it's landscaping, whether it's other professional services, whether it's tech companies, regardless of what industry, the people problem is pervasive. And so I want to encourage you that if you feel, man, I can't get my team to this or my crew that, just know that it's a universal challenge. And SynkedUP can bring the tooling to the table, but you guys have to bring the standardized processes and the disciplined workflows to the table, and that really relies on how you show up and how you train your team to show up. And so I want to leave you with that encouragement and hand it over to Fred. So thank you, everybody.